Good afternoon, I'm Diana Vesich and this is your afternoon news fix. Police are asking for critical witnesses to help them hunt offenders from a fatal assault at an Auckland bus stop on Saturday. A US PhD student died after suffering serious head injuries on Meadowbank's St John's Road about 10 p.m. Police are hunting at least 2 offenders and asking for witnesses and dashcam footage. Detective Inspector Glenn Baldwin says they want information on a black SUV in the area about 9:50 p.m. He says they especially want to speak to people in a white Toyota Ute cut off by the SUV when it did a U-turn on St John's Road.
I'm confident those people may remember that journey because they witnessed some pretty erratic driving.
An outpouring of grief, but also adoration for Pope Francis. The Catholic leader died last night, aged 88, from a stroke and heart failure. Auckland Bishop Stephen Lowes reflected on meeting the Pope, introducing himself as a New Zealander.
He says, "Oh, so far away," and I says, "Oh yes, but close to heaven." And he laughed, he roared with laughter. He says, "Just like Argentina." And I think he loved the fact that he was the first Pope from the Southern Hemisphere.
Unionised medical lab staff at Awanui and Medlab are walking off the job over the next 3 days. It's the third consecutive month in which Apex members have taken strike action. The unions rejected a recommendation from the Employment Relations Authority for 2 3% salary increases this year and a $500 lump payment. Apex National Secretary Deborah Powell claims the lab workers are still paid 30% less than those employed by Health New Zealand.
Despite having paid millions of dollars out to their shareholders in the last few years, today they're sitting at the bargaining table saying they simply can't afford to pay the workers what they agree they should be paid.
The maritime union's calling for more certainty around the future of the country's tugboat service. A temporary tug's been contracted to operate in the Cook Strait until June next year, while the government explores a permanent solution. Transport Minister Chris Bishop says it will cost more than expected and is looking into a user pays model. But the maritime union spokesperson Victor Billett told Mike Hosking it's a crucial service that needs serious thought.
We're pleased to see that, but there does need to be a long-term plan. And we're not entirely sure that the user pays model is either the right one or an easy one to enforce.
Generation Z is struggling to switch off from the constant stream of notifications. A survey commissioned by 2 Degrees has found half of New Zealanders feel overwhelmed by alerts. For Gen Z, the impact is even greater, with 38% regularly feeling overwhelmed, panicked or anxious about the sheer number of notifications. Digital wellbeing expert Catherine Burkett says they're the first generation online their whole life. To sport, and Northern Mystics captain Michaela Sokolic-Beatson is keeping faith in Netball New Zealand Chief Executive Jenny Wiley, despite the unsettling lack of communication about the ANZ Premiership's future. Wiley refused to confirm all 6 domestic teams will survive into 2026. Coach Alan Bunting believes the mere presence of Portia Woodman-Wycliffe will inspire the Black Ferns to greater heights at the Rugby World Cup. And the Detroit Pistons have squared their NBA playoff series with the New York Knicks at 1-1. I'm Diana Vesich. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.